The video you're about to watch will show you a pre-prepared batch file, the contents which we'll have a look at in a moment, and the running of that batch file and the population of the output folders for the various resources required, which as you can see are on the right hand side. So first of all, let's open our batch file. Okay, so in this batch file we have 4 sets of processes. The first one is our path process, so we're going to be running Swift path, and the first parameter is the location of the Swift path executable, which is in that folder there, and it's called swiftpath.cmd.executable.exe. And it also needs a parameters file, which is in a project definitions folder, which in our case is called NatFirstBank Daily Mailing d201118.xml, and that contains all of the parameters required to run our path at full address enhancement and DPS append. Okay, so the output from our path will then get picked up by Swift Dedupe, again pointing to the Swift Dedupe executable, which is that file there, and also the parameters file, which will be telling the Dedupe to run at individual level, okay, which is described just there. The output from the Dedupe will then be picked up by Swift Cleanse, and the Swift Cleanse will again have parameters, and in this case all we're doing is deceased screening. So within our NatFirstBank d201118.xml file, the parameters used will be all of the deceased files. And finally, the net output from that process, i.e. the records that didn't match, will be sent into Swift Sort, where we'll be doing a raw mail mailmark, and again our parameters file is the dailycampaign.xml there, which has all the required parameters such as the sort, the letter, the type, the weight, etc. Okay, so let's close that down, and when we run the batch file, you'll notice on the right hand side that the folders will be dynamically populated. The first one is the output from the path, and the folder is called for Dedupe. The next one will be the output from the Dedupe, and we'll go into our cleanse. And the last one on this tree here is output from the cleanse. And finally, the output from the sort will be populated into 3 folders. First of all, the data that's sorted for our mailmark campaign. The second folder here will be the mail sort resources, such as the bag files and the line listings. And the last one is the mailmark folder, which will contain the e-manifest. So let's run our batch file. Okay, so that's now running, and as you can see, the first folder is starting to be populated as it runs our path. Okay, that process is just about finished, and we're now running our Swift Dedupe, and the output is now going into that folder. That's finished, and we're now running our cleanse. Okay, that's now finished, and we're going into our sort process. Okay, so the sortation has come to the end, and as you can see on the right hand side we have our data folder, which is now populated with our output data and our mail sort report. The line listing and bag file are in the mail sort mailing house folder, and finally our e-manifest is in our mailmark folder. So there you have it. That's a batch file which runs 4 Swift processes in sequential order, including our path, Dedupe, our Swift cleanse, and finally our mail sort. Thank you for watching.